Section 20 of Uncle Josh's Punkin Center Stories by Cal Stewart. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Philip Martin. Uncle Josh plays golf.
Well, about 2 weeks ago, the boys said to me, "Uncle, we'd like to have you come out and play a game of golf." Well, they took me out behind the woodshed where Mother couldn't see us, and them darn boys dressed your uncle up in the doggonedest suit of clothes I ever had on in my life. I had on a pair of socks that had more different colors in 'em than in Joseph's coat. I looked like a cross between a monkey and a circus rider, and a-goin' across the medder, our turkey gobbler took after me, and I had a awful time with that fool bird. I calculate as how I'll get even with him about Thanksgiving time. Well, the boys took me into the pasture, and they had it all dug up into what they called a T, and they had a wheelbarrow full of little Injun war clubs. They called one a nibbler and another a brassy, and a lot of other fool names I never heard afore and can't remember now. Then they brought out a little wooden ball about as big as a hen's egg, and they stuck it up on a little hunk of mud. Then they told me to take one of them there war clubs and stand alongside of the ball and hit it. Well, I just peeled off my coat, got a good holt on that war club, and I just whaled away at that darn little ball, and by gum, I missed it. And all the boys all commenced to holler, "Foozle!" Well, I got a little bit riled, and I whaled away at it again, and I hit it right where I missed it the first time, and I whirled around and sot down so darn hard I sot 4 back teeth to aching, and I pawed around in the air and knocked a lot of it out of place. I hit myself on the shin and on the pet corn at the same time, and them darn boys was just a-rolling round on the ground and a-hollering like Injuns. Well, I begun to get madder'n a wet hen, and I 'lowed I'd knock that darn little ball way over into the next county. So I rolled up my sleeves and spit on my hands and got a good holt on that war club, and I whaled away at that little ball again, and by chowder I hit it. I knocked it clear over into Deacon Witherspoon's pasture and hit his old muley cow, and she got skeered and run away, jumped the fence and went down the road, and the darn fool never stopped a-running till she went slap dab into Ezra Hoskins' grocery store. She upset 4 gallons of apple butter into a keg of soft soap, and sot 1 foot into a tub of mackerel, and t'other foot into a box of winder glass, and knocked over Jim Lawson, who was a-sotting on a cracker barrel, and broke his darned old wooden leg. And then she went right out through the winder and skeered Cy Pettingill's horses that was a-standing there, and they run away and smashed his wagon into kindling wood, and Silas has sued me for damages, and Mother won't speak to me, and Jim he wants me to buy him a new wooden leg, and all the neighbors say as how I ought to be put away some place for safe keeping. Ain't Nancy Smith got so excited she lost her glass eye and didn't find it for 3 or 4 days, and when she did get it back, the boys was a-playing marbles with it, and it was all full of gaps. And Jim Lawson he trimmed it up on the grindstone, and it don't fit Nancy any more, and she has to sort of put it in with cotton round it to bolt it, and the cotton works out at the corners and scares the children every time I see Nancy. That darned eye seems to look at me sort of reproachful like, and all I know about playing golf is this: the feller what knocks the ball so darn far you can't find it, or where it does the most damage, wins the game.
End of Uncle Josh Plays Golf.